It's Tarkin coming at you with another game of hardcore Minecraft. And today we're going to work on the lake. Here's a seed for Garuda, as is tradition. And I'm like 80% sure that Bella is sitting down on the box properly, but I am not sure enough. And I sure would like her to get off of it. There we go. Alright. And now with that out of the way, it's back to the beach. Good old Garuda. So Turtle Beach is more like Turtle Sandbar at the moment, but at any moment we could have a better one. Also, speaking of, we are very, very low on gunpowder. Now it's possible that we've got some extra rockets in the ender chest, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like we've already exhausted them. We've got gunpowder in the shulker. Fantastic. You know, this is exactly why you should put stuff in random places and forget about it. It comes in handy. Hey Flakes. Hey Chase. How's it going? Oh, I forgot to put the shulker in. It's the ender chest. It's fine. It's only the inventory space. The bane of my existence. Alright. Plenty of rockets. We'll stay up for the next night and get some more. We got some arrows? Yeah, that's enough arrows. Anyway, without further ado, let's try to remember where we left the sand. Up here, probably? Yes, Mr. Prolix, that's me. Absolutely. Alright, we need some more sand. Elytra's fine. I mean, you get sand anywhere. We'll go this way. I don't want to take it like off of the sides of this river. I want to find a place with more of it that we can acquire. I want to say we just chipped up this river over here a little bit ago. This river, after all, is so far away that I'm not responsible for treating it properly, right? Right. After all, we can just blame the wither. Like, oh man, it sure is terrible how it knocked all those holes in the ground. Alright, good. Plenty of sand. You know, anytime you run out of something in Minecraft, it's not so bad. Most of the time, you can just go get it. And if not, then you can, like, try a little harder and go get it, you know. All the stuff I want, anyway. Of course, the ability to fly is good for that. Not necessary. I quite liked adventuring around beforehand. Say you don't really play Minecraft because you're bored, no friends. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've never played Minecraft with other people, but I have, you know, at least the happiness of sharing Minecraft with others, even though I'm not playing with them directly. I've never really played, or I've never played with anybody else. I've been to somebody else's world one time. Several of my friends had like a Minecraft world, and they you know, sent me the location or whatever. I don't know how to describe it. The server info, right? And then I went and popped in and checked it out, and it was very cool. But they weren't there whenever I went in. I just broke in through the back, you know, and looked around. Alright, so we'll just make all of this sand. Yes. I don't think they'll fall off. I think they're like water motivated. I don't think they'll like try to go down that far because there's no like I don't know. I've never seen a turtle try to go somewhere like fall down a mountainside. If I see one, then we'll do stuff differently. You know, we'll live life better. But we don't want sand in a sketchy place either. They might be sand motivated after all. Being hit with thunderstorms. I will indeed wish you luck. In real life, that the thunderstorms pass you by nicely, and if you're in Minecraft, then I wish that you get your skeleton horseman. You can just put it on top of kelp, which is a hilarious way to do things. Actually fine, right? Yeah, well, you can break the bottom one and then get all the sand, which is okay. And important, like, that it visually is pleasant to have a little bit of the sand beneath the water, because you can tell from far away if there's a bunch of it. It's definitely a noticeable thing. Hello, Sheller. Your greatest of all time? Surely not. No, I know that's what it literally means, but it's not figuratively what people mean when they say it. It's like you say I'm your favorite Minecraft YouTuber? That's so nice to hear. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Am I the only one you watch? the current's fine. It's not even bad because the turtles won't care. They're quite strong. Swimmers, they don't mind. They're not like zombies, which are like incredibly bad at getting through it. Hello, Demo. How's it going? Alright, too much inventory and need to do something with it. Never a more constant experience than that. This is truly the only way I ever play. Frantically wishing that I had more space. Oh man, it's starting to look awesome! And the turtles swimming around are like a wonderful shade of green also. You know, adding both life and good aesthetics. We need axolotls there. I don't know how to get enough of them. I can go to, but we're gonna take a little trip to a lush cave one of these days and pick them up. But not right now. Right now, the most important thing is to get more gunpowder because I'm like sort of almost out. I do love Creator, but probably listen to that at the end. And so we're just gonna go over here to old gunpowder field. And wait until we see the beautiful green hats of creepers. There we go. Here's some. Seems good. Kind of forgot where they were at. Oh, they're right here. That's right. I remember. That was sort of a blind shot. It was nowhere close. Oh, there it is. Bad. Well, at least you know, at least after correctly describing my abilities as a gamer, we were able to hit 2 shots. Why did I choose my hardcore world to do this? You know, good question. This is where I do basically everything, my hardcore worlds. I've done a couple big projects on worlds in the past, you know, where I died. And, yeah, you know, I've got my peaceful world, but I'm in the middle of a Weech-related project there. I just, I was already here. There's actually, like, a sort of, like, not, like, complicated, but, like a story of the world, a lore-related reason why it's happening. So, where this river is, there was once no river at all, right? I built it. But the context of it is that there was a chasm further on down. Right here, there was nothing. I dug all this. But the villagers would fall down, like, all the time. And they would get stuck, and I would lose them, and that kind of thing. You know, if you've played a lot of Minecraft, it's probably a familiar old story, right? I imagine that happens to everyone, you know. And I, you know, for 400 days, you know, this is the village that we lived in and around. But I didn't do anything about it. And I put like 2 beds down there where they all fell down. And there were so many, there were like 7 down there in this one area. And anyway, I was like, all right, I'm going to finally, you know, be a decent hero. I'm going to also kill this ender person. Oh yeah, they've moved away. get wrecked. And sorry, I got distracted by the whooping of the Enderman. It always feels good to like juggle them with the sword, you know, with every hit in a row, and to not get any damage at all, and not like have them teleport away. It feels nice. Anyway, I digress. So I was like, I need to build an underground city for them that will be cool. And I built like a wall around the top so that more people couldn't fall in. Oh, well, there was a creeper. That's good. You know, I actually wanted to get a little bit more water going on in here, so we'll, I left my bucket somewhere. It's not important. We'll work on that later. That's good. That's not bad. Normally I get very annoyed when I get hit by creepers, but in this case, it is desirable. So, where were we in the story? Yes, I built the wall. And then I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had a city down there, and then I covered it with water, and, you know, everyone forgot about them, and then, like, I could work harder on the city down there, and that could be, like, the advanced civilization, and the people up top would eventually forget about them. You know, that could be a cool little legendary thing. And, so I started work on the river. And deep here, below the forest of kelp, far down, we see what was going to be a wonderful place for research. You know, you can swim right in there at the bottom. It's a little tricky. And that horse apparently showed up. So I also have a pony down here. Little cave pony. But there were 7 people. I moved 2 of the beds. They weren't using them. Horse is still fine. Horse is still fine. We have to name it. Anyway, so we were gonna, this was the place. We were gonna build it up. We made it safe, and I thought, and closed it up. And this was gonna be the sunken city, you know. It was gonna be the area beneath all of it, but it didn't end up working out. And I was like, I didn't even know you could get in there. We can go here now. And anyway, something happened, I don't know what, and the villagers did not make it that were down there. But now there's 2 more at this further section. You know, they're probably still here. All of this weird stuff symbolically indicates that there might be something here. So, yeah, see, they're just chilling. And one day, you know, we'll do a bunch of stuff with that. But anyway, we'll just go ahead and block that off again. And so we're still gonna do the underground thing, but that's what led to it, right? So some of this was like a chasm that they had fallen into around here. And a lot of this was already dug, but then we continued on and dug a bunch of this. This is the first river that I've ever made. I made like canals and stuff, but someone told me, the turtle came all the way over here. This is truly wonderful. This makes me feel so happy. Look at them. I imported some turtle eggs way up top, and now they've made it all the way down here. Hopefully, so there might be like some weird chasms that I didn't know about. Hopefully they won't like get lost forever or anything. But yeah, somebody, one of my buddies at work, he told me about how he had built some farm and you use the kelp to fill up and turn it into water source blocks. So I just sort of extrapolated that into building this, and I built this whole lake. This was like an indention of stone around. It looked like a little amphitheater type thing. But that's why the lake. Bye, Flake. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, so it all sprung from actually seeing the villagers mislaid, essentially, and like just playing in the world itself made me have all the ideas for it. But the specific of the sunken village, so I'm from Arkansas, and when my family went on vacation, we went to the lake, we called it. It's Greer's Ferry Lake. It wasn't like particularly close to where I'm from, but that's where we went. And Grocery Lake was a man-made lake, and they built a dam, and there used to be like a town in the valley there, and then they covered it up with water. You know, everybody had to leave; they weren't allowed to live there anymore. And so the idea of living in like a sunken city sort of thing like that, or a sunken village, has always like really appealed to me, because I would always, you know, daydream when we were at the lake whenever I was swimming underwater or whatever, you know, like a kid would, you know, just imagining that I could maybe see something. But of course it was far too far away to be able to see it. But this is my own little man-made lake, such as it is. But we need, yeah, just more beach here. That's what we need. And it's going to show up great, whether or not the turtles choose to live here. No, I've always liked, you know, telling little stories about the video game characters to myself. You know, even a game with great storytelling, I always like to add a little bit of something. And in Minecraft, you know, it's all what you make out of it. But I find, I mean, hardcore worlds in particular, because you're forced to pay much more attention to what you do. I mean, not really, not anymore. I mean, it's a bit of a bit of a misstatement. Obviously, you see me not paying attention at all, and I don't die. But you know, that's different. I don't ask me why it's different. It just is. But the water's too high, right? So we either need to pull it out all the way and then do a beach level there. Will it accidentally go up one higher than this? I mean, probably not. Probably not. You know, the irregular water level is definitely a bane. We're just going to keep on digging. Regardless of what we do with the side there with the water level, we're not going to want any of this here. That is for certain. Do I have bones? Yes. We'll go bone meal up some of the Turtle Beach area here in a minute. I'm pretty sure if you just use bone meal underwater on stuff, then you'll get like nice seagrass and stuff, which will make the turtles happy. I don't think they'll like eat it of their own accord. I believe you have to clip it and feed it to them, but you know, it's still very aesthetic. I'm just very pleased with the turtles. If there had been giant turtles that swam in the lake, I would have been afraid because they would have been like alligator snapping turtles, which very much are a real thing that could have theoretically been there. But, you know, if they had been turtles like these, entirely harmless and friendly, then I would have been very, very pumped about it. That would have been cool. But, you know, sometimes the giant turtles are imaginary. I know that they're not imaginary. You can just get one. I don't want the responsibility. There's so many cool pets that are out there, and I don't want any of them. Turtles live like forever. It's the source of some amount of joking by some people. But once upon a time, when I was a boy, I knew someone who like bred and raised tortoises to sell people, you know, for pets and whatnot. And to, you know, people that wanted them to, you know, have at a zoo or any old thing, you know. I will never, ever manage my inventory properly. If you're waiting for it to happen, don't wait. I don't even have wood to make a box. Classic. Timeless. Alas. Just gonna put all this random junk in here, and that'll make me feel better about it. And then later, when I'm like, why is this random junk in here? Why would I keep it? It'll be because I wanted to feel better. Alright, we're gonna make a couple boxes. That'll be nice. We'll make some boxes. Like, no, not the paper. Yeah, and this is what happens. Like, I have too much junk that I'm carrying around. And then I don't even, like, knock holes in the walls because I'm worried about my inventory again. But that's just how it goes in games for me. Back to the first Final Fantasy, where I learned to read. They had a very low number of inventory slots. For either your equipment or other stuff that you were carrying that you weren't equipped with. Which, as a 5-year-old, I found very frustrating. But, you know, I learned a lot about resilience. Ah ha ha! A skeleton with a light on. Hope. Well, this can be another pool of water. Secondary pool of water unlocked. I've been shot. This attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. Yeah, I guess to answer even more the question why here in hardcore, look, I'm not gonna die again. I'm like so good at this game. No, I don't. I'm not superstitious. I don't like. Look, I could die, of course, but like I just don't think I will. Oh no, the turtle's falling down. I think he'll be fine. I think they'll be all right. And this ridiculous zombie who thinks that he could take me in a fight is just like what? Staring at me. This is like the good old days at the beginning of hardcore, where you just like get a bucket of water and you say to them, you literally can't do anything. I'm big and you're small. I've got a bucket of water. Okay, so we've got a nice little route to a dripstone cave here. You know, we probably won't like fill the whole thing up with water because what's the point? But yeah, we'll pull in here and probably wall up right here, or make that pool the furthest part of it, and have like an area in between. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, now there's a little bit of light there, and we won't be annoyed so much by the sounds of spiders in the middle of the day. Ah, there, I see the spiders. Maybe the spiders will always be with us. How dare they? And we will just lay down into the water and sleep for the night. This is exactly how to go to sleep if you have to ever like be in a situation where there are giant turtles around and you're building a lake. Just put your bed directly onto the river or lake bed, depending on which section of the water you're at, and then calmly go to sleep. That is what I recommend. You'll note that while you're laying down, you don't even need to breathe. I'm only joking. Sometimes after I say something very stupid, I feel like I should tell people that I don't believe it, which might ruin the joke, but I don't think so. And you might say, why don't you think it ruins the joke? Because the joke was not funny in the first place. Therefore, it cannot be ruined by something like me explaining it directly afterward. Ah, lava waterfall. Now we can see it. Because we might actually do... We could do, like, big mysterious waterfall right here from the inside. Just wall this off so that we don't, like, totally water everything up here, and then we can have, like a door, right? A little secret door or whatnot into there where we'll do nothing. But that'll keep it from being too waterfall. So we can have a big waterfall and then that'll be like an alternate way for the lake, because right now the lake needs a source, right? Because it's weird and it's too tall in one section or whatever. But if we have the source there coming in here, then that should solve some of those little problems. Of course, the water doesn't need to come from anywhere, but it's much nicer if you can look at it and say, oh, it looks like it comes from somewhere. Or at least I think it is. Because this thing is a mess right now. For one, there's way too much water flowing around in disparate areas. But we can just clear up a lot of that, you know. We're just not going to, because I'm going to do something that's more fun. Hit rocks. I know, right after that I just hit a bunch of dirt. You're gonna have to work with me. We're gonna hit rock soon, don't worry. Relatively soon. Absolutely one of these days it's gonna happen. Hi Kashimu, how are you? But just a little bit of turtle facts, Minecraft turtle facts, in case you didn't know. So when you go to breed turtles with seagrass, they will seek out their native beach, no matter where they are. But if you do it and then you hit the eggs with a silk touch weapon tool, and then you place them somewhere else, they will regard that somewhere else as their actual place that their eggs were laid, and then that'll be their home beach forever. So that is where our turtles are from. We silk touch some eggs from somewhere far away, and it doesn't matter where, because as far as the turtles are concerned, this lake is the only place that'll do. And it was right over there where you can see that torch, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. But just a little bit of turtle facts. Also, you might have imagined that you already knew this, but it sometimes bears repeating. If you step on an egg, you'll break it. Don't step on eggs. Handle them like eggs. no, they're getting kind of stuck. It'll be alright. We'll just get rid of all this, and the water will come down, and everything will be fine. Oh no, they got hurt. Oh, they were just like pathing through the sand a little bit. It's alright. I have kelp. No, but I can get kelp. And by one of the finest kelp forests in all of the land, after all. Wow, that took forever. Unthinkable. Man, I'm having such a good time. However, unfortunately, it grows to be that time again, where we have to say goodbye. Man, the lake's getting good. Because a whole lot of that is from after I said the lake was basically already done. But hey, you know, what did I know? What did I know? You know, even with the variable currents, it's nice. I like the coral and I like the turtles. It's good. It'll be better when it's finished. Maybe someday. But as we get out here on day 480, that's all that I've got for you right now. We're just gonna very cleanly fly down there. Oh yeah, it feels good. And the ritual seed for Garuda, the boss. And now it's time for dance party. We're gonna listen to the other side. I've been liking this a lot more. Oh, we had a whole other thing of rockets in there. Why would I leave them in there? Ridiculous behavior. Luca absolutely getting it. But yeah, thank you everyone. You know, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Oh man, this segment of trimming back the you can see so much more of the lake now. That's awesome. That's awesome. We might need to build up more like shoreline on the far side, because it looks like, you know, what it is, which is that it's almost about to fall off into nothingness. Having a good time. I'm having a good time. But anyway, thanks everyone. I like this lake. This was a good project. Spent the last, you know, 80 in-game days working on it. And I feel good about it. Man, this song's so good. It's every bit as good as Lucas says it is. Push it in this sleep. More scenes for Garuda. But anyway. The sun is threatening to rise in Minecraft, so we're going to lay down real quick for the night. Ward away the phantoms. see the burning visage of the zombies in the distance. There's one in armor riding a spider, so they're okay. But you know, something else will come for them eventually, I'm sure. One last look at the lake. Man, it's looking so good. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed. And perhaps I'll see you in another stream or video. Good night, everyone.